Today's car that I'm going to be reviewing is the first ever Mercedes-Benz on this channel. And quite ironically, the first Mercedes on this channel is one from its performance division, AMG. The car is a 2016 Mercedes-Benz GLA 45 AMG. I'm going to show you around the exterior, the interior, the boot, the engine, have a talk with the owner of the car, and finally give my verdict on the GLA 45 AMG. In case you haven't, please do subscribe to our channel because you'll be notified whenever we make a new upload. Anyways, I'm Shyam Anand and this is Hyper Automobiles. The striking twin blade grille on either side of the massive three-pointed star is unique to the AMG, and paired with the aggressive front bumper gives the GLA 45 its menacing look. The wheels that you get are 235/45 R19s. I must say that these matte finished rims are gorgeous, along with the scarlet AMG brake calipers that shimmer behind them. From the side, you notice how the tires just fit into the wheel arches. Also, the AMG looks a little more squatted compared to the standard GLA because it indeed is. The AMG version of the GLA sits 15 millimeters lower to the ground than the standard model. For the time, you also had stickering on the side of the car as an option that you could opt for. The rear wiper and the tail lamps make it very similar to the standard GLA. What is different though is the badging, an all-new rear diffuser, and a huge rear spoiler that is included in the Aero package. The rear bumper of the car does have some fakery because the exhaust surrounds say that it is a quad exhaust, but in reality it's a double exhaust. The first thing you notice when you get inside are the new sport seats, which hold you very snug indeed. As this is the AMG line, you get a sporty red and black theme in the cabin with red seat belts and contrast stitching on the dashboard and seats. The dashboard has an extensive matte finished silver treatment that runs across to connect all the circular AC vents. Compared to the standard GLA, you get a larger infotainment screen and automatic climate controls. There's also the analog speedometer and tachometer with a digital screen right in the middle, a flat bottom multifunctional steering wheel with paddle shifters and aluminum plated accelerator and brake pedals. As for myself, I'm about 5'8" to 5'9" in height, and I must say that I have a lot of headroom here in the front. Now coming to the practicality, at the front I have my 1-liter Hyper water bottle over here with me, with which I'm going to test out the door bins. So as for the front door bins, as you can see, they can easily house a 1-liter water bottle without any problems. Now coming to the glove box, you have a soft opening glove box which is reasonably deep and has a soft inner lining. You get some more storage beneath the climate controls, a 12-volt socket to charge your devices, and behind the gear selector you get 2 more cup holders that can fit reasonably smaller sized cups, and finally a center foldable armrest with more storage. Now coming to the rear seats of the GLA 45 AMG, I must say that my headroom is a little limited and so is my legroom, but my knee room on the other hand is pretty decent and sufficient. Also, I feel that these seats are a bit too upright and they could have been reclined a little bit more. Although you get a headrest and a seat belt for the middle passenger, I highly doubt you're going to be able to fit a human being over here because of the massive transmission tunnel down below. Other than that, you get grab handles, reading lights for the rear passengers, door bins in the back that are definitely smaller than the ones in the front, air vents for the rear passengers, and some more storage below the air vents, a 12-volt socket to charge your devices. You also get a center foldable armrest with 2 cup holders. And finally, ISOFIX mounts for child seats. But overall, the GLA 45 AMG is strictly a 4-seater. But despite all these complaints about the rear seats, I highly doubt that a person buying a car like this would give much importance to the rear seats. And they would definitely give more importance to being behind the wheel. Now coming to the boot of the car, the tailgate opens very wide and the loading lip is very low too, so it's easy to load things in. The rear seats are a 60-40 split, and once you fold them down you get a fairly flat floor, so it's easy to push things in. The amount of space that you get in the boot is 421 liters of boot space, and to be honest, that is a little less compared to its competitors. For example, the BMW X1 gets over 500 liters of boot space. The heart of the beastly GLA 45 AMG is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine that sits beneath the hood. Wait a minute, an inline 4? Yes, an inline 4 that outputs 355 horsepower and 450 newton meters of torque. Trust me, those are a wild bunch of numbers for a 4-cylinder engine. All this power is sent to all the wheels via a 7-speed automatic DCT gearbox with paddle shifters and various driving modes. Mercedes-Benz claim a 0 to 100 km per hour time of 4.8 seconds, which is absolutely bonkers. Now, let's have a quick chat with the owner of this car, Mr. Sriram. What do you think about your GLA 45? Does it deserve the AMG moniker?
It sure does. Hello, by the way. It sure does. I know a lot of people say an AMG is only a 6.3 liter and above, but Mercedes has done a great job with, pushing a 2-liter engine to its limits. And at the point of launching, it was the most powerful production 2-liter. And yes, it is a wildcat, I can tell you that. So it surely deserves the AMG moniker.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sriram. Now, let's get on to the final verdict of the car. Now coming to the final verdict of the car. So first of all, the 7-speed DCT in the GLA 45 AMG is pretty slow to respond even in comfort mode, so you have to keep pushing it continuously, and then after some time it notices that you really want the power, and then it starts shifting more quickly. While experiencing Indian traffic, the gearbox heats up pretty quickly. Also, the 19-inch AMG rims may look fantastic, but again, in Indian conditions, they are hard to maintain as you can damage them fairly easily. However, though, it does make up for those negative points with its beautiful 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 petrol engine, which was once upon a time the most powerful 4-cylinder engine in production. Also, when you compare the GLA 45 AMG to, say, a CLA 45 or a Porsche Boxster, it's definitely more practical and a definite 4-seater. That's what we think about the GLA 45 AMG. Let us know what you think about the car in the comments below. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel because it'll be really helpful to us and you'll be notified whenever we make a new upload. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next week. Goodbye.